Hey guys, this is Hanging with Nathan, and this is...
I'm Rocky Emerson.
We are going to be doing grass-fed ribeye steaks. How long have you been in the business?
Like actual porn, not even quite a year yet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you've already made quite a name for yourself.
Thanks.
Yeah. What made you want to get in?
So I really liked going to swingers. Well, okay, so I had like stripped and done webcam and stuff before, and I was like, this is fun, like I'm comfortable doing it, I can make money, whatever. But then I started going to swingers clubs, and I didn't have sex with strangers, I had sex with the person I went with. So I wasn't there for like random sex, but I really liked putting on a show for like the whole club.
It is,
you know, like
fun.
yeah, the person I would go with was like covered in tattoos. I'm covered in tattoos. We're both over 6 feet tall. We got a lot of attention, and then we would like fuck really well and really loud, and everyone would watch us. I was just like, this is awesome. No, you know what the final straw was? I was at the upper floor. Guess who was performing?
Who?
Kira.
Really?
Kira Noir.
Oh.
Yes. And Melissa Moore, Aiden Owen, and Aiden Starr, Owen Gray, and Maestro Stefanos. But they both looked so like happy, and they were just having a great time. And I kept like moving closer, and my friend was like, "What are you doing? Like, you know, why do you keep getting closer? Are you getting really turned on?" And I was like, "I don't think that's necessarily it." He was like, "Hold on, do you want to do porn?" And I didn't say no, and he laughed, and he was like, "Here's the deal, if you didn't want to do porn, you would have said no by now."
Yeah. And
so it was like that night that I decided to start doing it and started making moves.
she got it because of my girlfriend.
Because your girlfriend looked so happy. I was like, okay, porn ain't so bad.
When you got in, did you have some like notions of how this job was going to be? And did anything surpass it? Or like, I was like, oh, this is kind of not what I wanted?
Because I had no idea what I was getting into. Like, no fucking clue.
Okay,
I remember one of my scene partners didn't talk to me. I got over it because then I learned that was a thing.
Yeah, that's what it does.
But I was like brand new, and I was like, this guy isn't talking to me. We have to fuck, and like, how am I supposed to fuck him if he doesn't even want to talk to me? And I was like getting really in my head. And then we had sex, and then we were fine, and then we were like homies. I think honestly the thing that surprised me the most, I went from being at AVN last year and having like a lot of people told me like, you're not gonna make it, you're super tall, you have a bunch of tattoos, like no one's ever gonna hire you, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not going anywhere,
Yeah,
so
well, I'm gonna try.
We'll figure it out. And like I feel like I'm really lucky. Like I'm one of the lucky ones that has not had to get another job. You know? Like I've been doing I quit my job New Year's Eve last year and have been doing I was camming and doing like amateur videos and then been doing porn for a whole year and not doing anything outside of that. I guess that's what surprised me is I totally thought I was gonna like fall flat on my face and like not make it. I have a theory that all porn guys love tattooed girls because you never get us. I think otherwise it wouldn't be such a big deal, but every porn guy's like, oh my god, your tattoos. I'm like, it's because you're never around somebody like me. I'm gonna eat both cheeses at the same time.
Oh, you're a monster. What the am I getting myself into?
It's so weird to talk about. But I think like the way that the public treats you is so like, holy shit, dating is the worst. They're like, oh, you do porn, so you must want to all day, every day. And it's like, yeah, I sort of do sometimes, but also I like sleep and food. My favorite is having sex with people that aren't in porn and they like try to fuck you for like 4 hours to like, I don't know, they feel at competition with the people you work with, and I'm like, I don't like 4-hour-long sex. No. Like, I come in 3 seconds, and then you can come on my face, and I will be so happy, and so will you, because you came. Yeah. But they're always like, oh no. They like overperform, and it kills it. I'm like, no, if I wanted to have porn sex, I would have porn sex.
Yeah, I get paid for that shit.
Right? Like, I just want to sex with you in my house. Like, calm down.
Dating that's been different, like when people find out about what you do. Has there been anything huge?
One time I was talking to this chick, and I do like a lot of volunteer work, and a lot of them don't know what I do, and whatever, if it comes out, it comes out. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to this chick, and she's like, well, why are you always in LA? Like, you know, because I live in Vegas, right? So she's like, you're always in LA, like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I work. And she's like, what do you do out there? I said, I'm a model. She's like, well, how? She just wouldn't drop it. And if somebody asks enough, I'm like, I do porn. You know, like, no, I can't lie more than 3 times to your face. And so I was like, yeah, I do porn. And she was like, oh. And just fucking walked away. And I was like, bye. Or it's just like all the questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like now all my civilian friends, my friends will like call me from the sex store and be like, what vibrator do I get? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how your works. Like, Hitachis are good. I'm like, no, I know as much about, well, no. But like, yeah, if you treated like the master, like the only difference is I do it with a camera on. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But to them, they're like, no, I didn't even know half the positions you do existed. I don't know. I've always had crazy sex, I guess, so to me, it's like not different. I'm stoked if someone just like, we just do missionary. Just do missionary and my face. Like, I'm so stoked. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I didn't know that I could get like sore.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like when I was doing the swingers club thing, but it was with the same partner every time.
Yeah.
Your body like adjusts to one person. And so it's like different people and different toys every day. All of a sudden you're the shapes and you don't get along and you're just like, okay, if I'm doing and someone tells me not to eat, I suddenly become extremely hungry. I'm like, oh wait, I'm not allowed to eat, I'm gonna eat. Like I literally was driving to LA and pulled over and got Carl's Jr. past the time I was supposed to stop eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, don't tell me I can't eat.
Yeah.
And I told Brian too. Brian was like, do you fast? And I was like, I tried. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I got a Famous Star and Crisp cut fries and coffee last night. And he just gave me like a high five or something. He looked really happy. He's like, good. He's like, I don't believe in you girls starving yourself. And we didn't have any problems today. But I also don't care. Like I grew up in the kink community where like,
yeah, poop's fine.
Nothing matters. They're just like, oh, you had a meltdown and started crying and, you know, like, yeah. Cool, do you want some candy? Like, no one gets mad or, like, shames. I love the kink community. That was one thing, too, that it actually got more so after doing porn and, like, just being around sex-positive people and then trying to date, too. It's like, I've been on a date and then told the person, like, no, I'm not really interested, thanks, though. And they're like, no, and they're like, I'm like, no, I'm allowed to not like you. Yeah. And I got so used to like showing up to set and either being like, that was great, we should hang out again, or like, bye, and just leaving, and not having someone like chasing you. Oh wait. Ooh, that's what I know. When I was like brand new, it was like my 4th scene or something silly. I showed up to set and a girl that I used to do hair with was directing. Nice. I walked in and I was like, and she like saw me and was like, oh my god, and she's like, baby, had I known that you were a little deep down inside, I would have saved you from the salon so much, like so long ago. Because I knew that she was doing porn, she was doing makeup for porn, and then she started directing. Nice. But yeah, she was like, I would have saved you, you could have made so much more money like 5 years ago. And I was like, oh, dude. I just told her, I was like, I think I started when I was ready to start. Yeah. Like, I'm, you know, I was here when I was supposed to be here. Well, I was gonna do when I volunteer at the prison, because I'm gonna be inside a prison all day, so I can't smoke at the prison.
Can you not? You're not smoking in prison somewhere?
Nope.
Not sure.
So I'll be in there for like 8 to 10 hours a day. So I was like, well, I'll just quit smoking then. And then I was like, ABM like 3 days after that, and I'm gonna be like, I gotta go.
Like, do you want to stay in this business for a while? Do you want to try to become a MILF?
I mean, I would. Like, I don't think that I could be a MILF for like 8 more years. Like my face looks 12, you know? So like in 8 years when I get my redone and then they're bigger and look more grown up and I figure out how to look more grown up because I've tried. Yeah, like I PA, you know that, because I PA on sets that you're on. And I learned a lot that way, and like I started like a fetish mini veg, which is still just me, but like it would be nice to like start producing some. And obviously MILF is the route you can go. I don't want to perform forever, like I don't want to be like 60 years old and like fucking on camera, you know? So it's like, I don't really plan on leaving. I love the sex industry, but I do plan on like changing and adapting to where I fit, you know? Like I don't care about being in the limelight past, you know, when I look good enough. I want to take my beard off, but my hair is like so greasy because I got puke in my hair yesterday.
You got what? Puke?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got puke in my hair yesterday, and then the shower that I used didn't have shampoo or conditioner in it, so I just rinsed it really good with water. I'm so good. I'm sorry everyone that thinks that I'm cool. One time somebody sampled me moaning from one of my sex tapes and put it in a song.
That's hot.
It was mainly like hair, camming, tattoo shops.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like sitting in offices. I did have an office job though, and I felt really grown up for like a month, and then I got. Yeah, I'm really good at office jobs, like, you know, because I've run businesses, like I ran a tattoo shop for several months, you know, and I tried to do them. I mean, obviously, like the artist did a lot of work too, and it was his shop and it was his ideas, but like I would try to complete everything for him, so all he had to do was tattoo. And so it was like office job responsibilities, but it was a tattoo shop. Definitely at my office job, like went in the bathroom and would like record myself and like, oh, I got fired from a trailer park one time. It was a temp job at a trailer park, and I don't know what I got fired for because I did a lot there, but I definitely like
got fired.
Back office. Definitely my boyfriend in the office. I would leave the door locked and like read my book. I'm pretty sure it was either the or the meeting. Like they told me there wasn't cameras, and so I believed them. And then I invited my boyfriend and and yeah, this is a very true story. I was so embarrassed too, because then like that night they called me. And they were out of town. Like I was temp. Like they had nobody to watch The Office. And they called me and they were like, hey, can you go back to the trailer park and slide the keys through the mail slot? Because you're fired. And I was like, okay. Like I just didn't even, I was like, definitely had sex in the office today. And so I like didn't even fight it. I just went back there, like slid the keys through and was like, whatever. I didn't tell anyone for a while. My friends were like, oh, are you going to work today? And I was like, no. And then I just told everyone the temp job ended.
Yeah.
I was like, no, they came back. I like to cook at home. I don't have any professional experience.
Yeah. What's something that you love to cook and something like you're like good at?
I make a really good honey garlic chicken. It's in a crock pot, but you have to actually watch it and like actively cook it in the crock pot.
Yeah.
That one's really easy and so good. Like, everyone I've ever made it for melt. So that one's really good. I also just like making chicken parmesan. I used to make really good Mongolian stir fry, but it's been a while. Because you have to pour like the water and the sesame oil and all the different stuff while they're cooking it. Is I get like sponsored by clothing companies, apparently hair care companies. I mean, I build my Instagram not like a porn account too. I build it as like a model account. But I used to do, I guess, parkouring, so I wasn't doing flips, but I would just like run across buildings and like throw myself up onto the next, you know? Yeah. Like you would just plan, you basically, it's just at least for me, you just, yeah, but you like, you kind of look ahead. You're like, you already know what you're doing for the next 4 steps, and so you're trying to find something interesting to do. Yeah. You know, I'm nominated for one of the fan votings for hottest newcomer, and then I got an Inked award last year. That was my first porn award.
Yeah, I've been in the gym, not sure if you know. It's good douche!
That is like the craziest thing about, like, at least for me, about my job is I'm like, I beautiful people.
Sometimes.
Most of the time, they're beautiful. And I get paid to do it. And people like actually want to see me naked, which I was like a weird kid growing up. I think that's something that not a lot of people know about us. We were like all the weird kids.
Oh, so yeah.
Like, just know that next time you tease someone, grow up to be a hot porn star.
Which is everyone's like, well, yeah.
I have one crazy person who it's more like they're mad in like a weird stalkery way, where they're like, I love you, but you don't love me, so and you're like, what? Or like they want to save you because you do porn, and it's like, but the only reason you know who I am is because I do porn.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of those. I haven't gotten like a lot of hate. I've gotten a lot. I just actually got the other day like some weird email from this psycho dude that thinks that he's God.
He thinks you're.
He thinks that he's God.
Huh.
And he was telling me that the government is trying to like hold him down, and so he's like having sex with a bunch of people to like fight back, and like I need to have sex with him because he's God. I don't know. I don't really know. I kind of was just like weird, like just skimmed it and was like, that's crazy. Or like when I tell someone no, like someone will send me like weird dirty talk on Instagram, and I'll send them my Sex Panther link, and they'll be like, wow, really, just to respond to that? And I'm like, yeah, it'll be nice. Like occasionally if somebody asks me like a question or just something really nice, I'll be like, thank you. You know, like I'm not like weird and entitled about it, but like you're like, oh, how is feeling after getting railed today? And like, here's my Sex Panther link.
Yeah, if you're off this.
Yeah, if you're gonna you should pay for it. But yeah, and then they get really mad. But I haven't had a lot of angry people yet. Okay, so my mom found out. It's weird. She's disowned me twice, but then we talk on the phone, so who knows? She was like, well, I thought you were just like a nude model. And I was like, that makes sense why some of the conversations we had weren't like clear communication, because I thought she had already found out. She didn't know. So I was like, what? So then she was like, well, I found out that you do porn. And I was like, oh, how? And she's like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, no, tell me how.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't tell me. I was like, you're literally going to get mad at me for doing something that you just watched.
Yeah.
Like, you were on the internet looking at porn, which was completely acceptable until you knew the person in it. I get that it's difficult for parents because of how, like,
yeah.
I don't think that porn is bad, but I also know that everyone is raised to think that jobs like that are bad, so it's okay. Like, I'm not mad at her for her reaction. She's entitled to her reaction, and she's actually dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know, it took a minute, but now we, like, talk on the phone every once in a while. It's awkward, but she'll be like, what'd you do today? And I'm like, I'm driving home from work, and she's like, oh. I don't know if my dad actually knows or not, but I don't hide it. You know, like, if I was ever asked for a link, I would say it, but until he admits that he knows, I'm not admitting anything. But yeah, so my dad called me one day and he was like, hey. I was like, hi, Dad. And he was like, so I don't really know, like, what you're doing. And we don't really have to talk about that. And I was like, okay, which made me think that maybe he knows, right? Yeah. He's like, just know that I see that you're, like, financially stable and you're super happy and you're traveling a bunch and, like, you know, he's like, you're, you know, not drinking. Like, he's like, you're just doing well in every aspect of your life. Like, better than I've ever seen you do. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, so I just want you to know that whatever you're doing, I'm proud of you. And I was like, thanks. Like, it meant so much to me.
If you could do any other job besides what you're doing now, what do you do?
It's not fair because I'm always really bratty when people ask me that on the internet, and I just write porn. I like running small businesses. I would probably either like be a tour manager for a band, or like a tattoo shop manager for like a really good tattoo artist like I was before, or like something like that where it's like a fun job and the people I'm around are fun and I'm like free to travel still, and I don't have to dress better than I am right now. I'm gonna start hunting this year.
Dude, please take
That's
me.
my 2019
What are you
goal.
gonna do, gun or bow? Dude, take me with you.
I'm a pretty good shot.
I'm good too.
Like, I'm not like a good like defensive on the street, like draw and shoot an intruder type of shot.
Yeah.
But don't break into my house because I'll be better by the time this video comes out. I'm all looking at it, I'm like, don't. But no, like with like rifle, I like rifles. with like larger guns, I can, you know, sit there and have a target and kill stuff. I mean, handguns too, I'm pretty good at. Yeah, I want to fill my house with the skulls of dead animals that I've killed and eaten. I have one little dead baby pig in my house, and I was like, that's the only one. Every single other one I have to kill myself.
Look at that. Before you're able to partake in this bountiful meal,
Okay.
thank you for coming on, and I hope you enjoy this.
Thanks.
I hope it's like the knife. And we're gonna see what this tastes like. Oh yeah, it's just red. That's where I like it. Is that too red for you?
No, it's fine.
Oh. Oh.
A little bite. Oh my god.
Right.
Everything's so good.
Oh. Much money. So we can eat the rest of this food. Yes. Enjoy it. Tell them where they can find you, what's new coming up this year, what can, you know, everything. What do you want the fans to know that on a site that isn't real yet?
Yeah, I'm Rocky Emerson. Said it earlier. Say it again. The like fat hanging out is the best. I don't know. My Twitter is Rocky Emerson XXX. My Instagram is Rocky Emerson. That should have links to everything. I don't know. What do I want to do this year? More porn and more really good food.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully both. I'll settle for one.
Well, guys, it's been another episode of Hanging with Nathan. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. I will talk to you all soon.
Bye.